Hello and welcome back to the Knobs Lumberjack, where I have just purchased a new saw. Um, I want to give you guys an update on the upcoming 60cc challenge that I am actually um, hoping to put out sometime probably around September, maybe August, maybe October. I don't know. Probably September though. I built one of these for a subscriber. I did a free chainsaw port job giveaway, and he sent me one of these, and I ported it up. And my goodness, did it respond well to the port job? It gained 40% power increase. That's a lot, you know. And they're excellent saws. I was originally not going to put them in there because one of the categories to be judged is, price and availability and aftermarket support, stuff like that. And I feel like these things are not so good. They're not so plentiful. The American market just really hasn't ever truly responded to Dolmar in general. And whenever they started with the Makita, I think they responded even less. And so they're not big sellers because Stihl and Husqvarna really have this market wrapped up. If you want to get a professional saw, most people are like, those are the ones, and they don't want to go outside of that at all. But recently, my buddy Tim out at Iowa Performance Saws, he ported one of these up for a customer, and he looked at my video for inspiration, and he had great results as well. And we were talking about it, and yeah, they're fantastic saws. And I was able to find a really excellent deal on this. I mean, super excellent. I got this for less than you could go to Home Depot and buy an Echo 590. So, and it's brand new. The box is right over there. I've got this crazy good deal on it. So I was like, yeah, I'll go ahead and get it, port it up, and maybe I'll sell it after the competition. I don't know. But I wanted to update everybody on that. A lot of people seem to think any saw in the entire 60cc range, right, from 60cc to 69.9, they go, that's a 60cc saw. No, it is not. And I don't think that I'm alone on this. I think that if you think that, then yeah, I'm going to educate you. All right, a 60cc saw is a medium or a mid-sized chassis. It is stuck in between a 50 and a 70, right? And so like a Husqvarna put out a 363, I think it is. It's a 63cc saw. And you go, surely that's counted as a 60cc saw. No, it's built on a bigger platform, and they just put a small piston and cylinder on it. Doesn't get counted. All right. Like a 262, that would definitely be a 60cc saw, right? I'm not going to count this 262 in with this at all because parts availability is almost off the charts horrible. Try finding a clutch cover for one of those things. It's nearly impossible. And all kinds of stuff. The carburetor, the only choice you got is either a used one if you know the right people, right? Or a made in China version of the carburetor, which is hit and miss. And so that's not even going to be counted, because I don't have one readily available on hand, and I don't know, maybe I'll get somebody to send me one in. Anyways, but the ones that are what I would consider to be top tier 60cc saws are going to be the Husqvarna 357 XP, the Husqvarna 359, the Husqvarna 562 XP, the Stihl 036 or 360, whatever you want to call it, the 361 by Stihl, this Makita / Dolmar 6100. I have a Poland 3750 that has been ported by Dyno Joe. That is a very good representation of that. So I will count that in. But like, there's no chance of it winning either because it's, you know, hard to even find one, period. And if you do, it's spent and tore up and awful. And parts availability is like non-existent almost. So it won't win, but I have one. It's a good runner. I will throw it in there just to see how it competes. Oh, and the Echo 590/620. So I think that's it. So we got the Echo, Steel 360, Steel 361, Husqvarna 357, 359, 562, Makita or Domar 6100, and the Poland 3750. So there's 8 right there. And if I can get somebody to send me a really excellent example of a 262, I might throw that in there as well. But like a Husqvarna 61, that doesn't count. That is a larger chassis that they made a smaller piston and cylinder for. The way I see it, okay? It's not a true 60cc chassis. And this is about the 60cc chassis. There is an outlier, right? And that is the Steel MS400. And I won't add it in there. However, it will, I will perform all the tests with that 400 just because. But it cannot wear the badge as the best 60cc saw because it's 67 cc's, you know. But if it is built on a 60cc chassis. The Steel MS362, again, I'm probably not even going to add that in there because no one likes them. they're not even, you know. You understand what I'm saying? So why even add that in there? And we're going to stick with pro saws only. So like the Steel MS311, the 390 and 290, those things, no, we're not even going to count those either. The Husqvarna Rancher 460 Rancher, no, not even going to count it. So that's an update on the 60cc saw challenge. All the saws will be ported because this is about their potential, not about what they are like out of the box. Okay. But, and they're all going to be well ported. Not basic. We're going to try and get port jobs that are above a standard port job so that, you know, nothing like race or anything, you know, but yeah, machine work, all kinds of things done to it. Like the 361, it's a known thing to put the 460 carburetor on there and bada bing, bada boom, you're golden. Oh, that reminds me, I didn't send Brennan the 460 carb. Shit. Gotta mail it. Anyways, so who are porting these saws? Okay, well, with the 359, I've already ported. My 3750 Poland was ported by Dyno Joe. The 357 XP, I have already ported that as well. I just can't get it to stop leaking air. I think that I've got that tackled. We just got to go back into it and actually do it. But if I can't get it to stop leaking air, I'm certain that I can find someone to send me a well-ported 357. Matt, if I can't get that thing straightened out before the September. That's when I'm looking to do this. I will port this one. The Echoes, the Echo 590 and 620, we can very easily use one that I've got and I have ported. But I haven't asked Charlie about this, Charlie Briscoe, but I would like to run one of his because he has several that are really top notch. And it's about the potential. It's you know. The 361, I sent it off today. The Steel 361, I sent that to Brennan Cass. He will be porting that. The 360 got sent to Morgan McInnes, and he is Appalachian Saw and Repair. Appalachian Saw and Repair is his channel. So watch his channel to look for that build. And the 562. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the 562. The 5 series Husqvarnas in general are really specific. You really have to know what you're doing to port those things, because if you don't and you port them the way that you would a standard something like this, right, you'll shoot yourself in the foot and not gain any power, and it wasn't worth all that effort that you put into it. So I have a very specific guy lined up to port those. I mean, even some of the bigger names, I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus for sure. But, you know, the gains that they're getting is really not much more at all than just a muffler mod. So with the 5 Series Huskies, you have to really understand how those things work and how to port them. Otherwise, it ain't worth porting them at all. But I got a guy doing that. I have my Johnson Red 2258 that I ported, I don't know, 2 years ago, and I didn't know. And I got minuscule gains from the port work, if any. It's probably all just muffler mod, you know. So I am not, you know, I've had my difficulties with the 5 Series Huskies, just like everyone else. But with the 562, I got a guy who really knows what he's doing, and if anybody can get those things to come alive, it's him. And he's either going to be porting my 562, or I'm going to take and I'm going to put stuffers. I'm going to put a full stuffer crank from a 560. I know, throwing out numbers. 560 is the European version of the Husqvarna 562. I've got one of those cranks, and I'm going to put it inside my Johnson Red 2258, and then send that to this guy and have him port it up for me. As what we're thinking. Anyways. And another one to mention would be the Mark II. The 562 XP Mark II might have one of those coming as well. So did I throw anything out there? It's looking like there's probably going to be a max of 10 saws involved in this. The categories in which they are going to get judged is going to be availability, price, aftermarket support, weight, overall quality and design. Like 562 XP is going to take a big hit on that because they got bottom end problems, right? They do. Plus hot start issues. Supposedly they fixed both of those with the Mark II. We'll see. Speed versus torque. So all of the saws will not only be tested in smaller wood, like 14-inch wood, something like that, 12-inch wood, to see how fast they are, right? Versus 28-inch long bar in some big oak, So they're going to be tested for both speed as well as longer bar capabilities. So all of those things combined, I'm going to add up the tally and see what ultimately is the best 60cc saw that you can get. So that's the point and the desire, that's the hopes of all this 60cc chainsaw challenge. Thank you for the people that have stepped up and helped me to get some of these saws ready. I got to a point to where I was like, I can't do this unless I got some help. I just got too much on my plate. And I really want to get this out by September because, why? Well, I do run a channel here, and I want it to be successful and stuff like that. So there's that. But September kind of marks it's a vital month for people in this chainsaw enthusiast hobby kind of thing. And it's starting to get cooler. More people are out cutting firewood and getting ready for winter. And it's also right in the time of Sawfest. And so the interest in chainsaws right around September timeframe peaks. And it holds throughout January to February, right? And then you start declining. You know, like my channel has declined in views, right? Because it's hot. It's hot. Nobody's wanting to get out there and work their chainsaws and stuff. So there is a myriad of factors that these saws are going to be judged on. And it's not just simply which saw is fastest. It's going to be a bunch of things so that you know, after watching the video or series of videos talking about these 60cc chainsaws, you will have a really great idea of what the very best one is that you can buy. Because the whole point of a 60cc saw, in my mind, is it is a do-all saw. Small enough to do limbing work with, boop, 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 right? Small enough to do little stuff with, big enough to tackle 24-inch plus stuff. So, yeah, the 60cc saw is like a one and done type saw. And it's very popular. I know it's not so popular with the professionals, because the professionals are all about getting everything done quickly, and they'll cut up an entire tree with a 90cc saw. I'm like, what a freak. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I am out. Look forward to seeing this thing get ported up, as well as the actual overall 60cc challenge, so that we can find out the perfect 60cc saw. And don't worry, I will not let my brand loyalty get in the way of anything. This is about just who makes the best one.